How you doing, guys? And welcome to another video from Honest Outdoors. I'm Sam Moore. Today we're talking about patterning panfish. In order to do so this time of year in this deep winter freeze that we're in here in Bemidji, you got to find the warmest water with the most food. Now, most of the time that usually means find your basin in your lakes. Now, we head out today north and south of Bemidji to several different lakes in search of some big panfish and some warm water. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and you're watching Honest Outdoors.
There's another nice gill.
How you doing, guys, and welcome back to Honest Outdoors. I'm Sam Moore. Well, for those of you who aren't familiar with basin water fishing, that's what we're doing out here today. We're trying to locate some crappies on a flat basin. They're in the warmer water and they're schooling up. We're going to try and catch a few bigger crappies here. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term basin water fishing, let me explain real quick. During the summer months, panfish will hang out alongside shallow weed lines and other shallow structure. When the cold temps hit and the winter comes along, the panfish will slowly make their way out to the warmer water with the most oxygen and food, and this usually means at the base of the lake. Drilling a lot of holes along these basin lines is a good place to start when looking for these aggressive midwinter panfish. That's what we're talking about, huh? So right there, that's a classic basin water crappie. There's about, well, a Christmas tree lit up down there, but they're all those 4, 5, sometimes even 3 or 4 inch crappies that are all schooled up underneath our hole here. Now the key is to be able to find out that big red mark, good 10-15 feet up on top of the school. That's usually your bigger fish, just like this guy right here. So that first lake was a perfect example of a hot basin water crappie bite. There was plenty of those 3, 4, 5 inch crappies, but if you could find that steady red mark on top of the school there, that was usually your bigger fish. But we decided to go after some bigger and better bites just south of Cass Lake, Minnesota, and that brought us to a series of lakes that were untouched and untapped, and boy was it fun. Take a look. Again, drilling a lot of holes and chasing schools of fish is a great way to find these midwinter lethargic panfish. How you doing, guys? Well, again, we're out here today on a new lake, and we're on a school of nice gills, it looks like here. Another nice one. Caught up in the transducer. Well, another nice gill here. Again, we're out today on a new lake, and I want to take a second to quick talk about what we're doing today, what our setup is, where we are, how we found these fish, and first of all, I'd like to talk about the equipment. I'll let this guy go real quick here. And for one, we're using straight line reels. This is a 13 fishing Black Betty. I'm in about 30 feet of water here, but these fish are suspended only about 15 feet down. And this reel is great for anything, in my opinion, about less than 20 feet of water. Anything more than that, I like to switch it to the Black Betty 661, gives me a little more of a gear ratio. But the key today has been switching up tungsten jig colors and fishing tungsten jigs. Although these basin fish can sometimes be aggressive, using a bulkier bait or an oversized bait can sometimes intimidate these panfish. During prime feeding periods throughout the day, the morning and the night bites, you can sometimes get away with these bulkier baits. But when midday comes along and the sun gets high, these fish like cruising along these basin lines, and downsizing your baits can sometimes produce more fish. your night. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and we were trying to get after some of these crappies today. We finally seem to have found them. They're on this break line here, and it really seems they're aggressive. Once you get down there, it's a competition for who can grab it first. So let's see if we can get down here and catch some of these crappies. That right there, the basic crappie fishing is right there. Fun stuff, huh? Right there. These gills are mixed in between these crappies here, and oh, they're just beautiful, big, gorgeous gills. Anytime you're catching gills around nighttime like this, you can expect that crappies and gills can be intermixed along these break lines. This is typical mid-season winter patterning. These big gills will move off the basins, off the flats on the middle of the lake, and really tend to feed on these break lines. If you can intercept them between night and day, when they get hungry, it could be a blast. We'll let this guy go. Okay, one thing I want to talk about too is I'm using a spoon here, a relatively sized spoon. My pliers is freezing up. It's cold out here. I'm using a relatively big sized spoon, a great presentation for these fish. I reduced the size of the treble hooks on these hooks here. I got some mustad hooks from the store, a gander, and I really used find the smallest ones I could. But you never miss fish, and they really seem to really downsize your size of your hooks, which sometimes can scare away these big gills if they're too big. So a good tip for you there, and we'll put this guy back and see if we can catch some more. That right there is what you're coming for, that 15 plus crappie. Wow, look at the size of this one, guys, huh? It's another great fish. You know, this one actually took out drag in my 661 right now, and that's, you know, part of what we're doing here is, it's just before dusk, these fish are coming off these basins and feeding up on top of these ledges. And if you can find that drop-off, that steep drop-off right next to your basins where you can catch them during the day, you can sometimes catch these big ones right at dusk like this, and man, is it fun. Look at that. Thoroughbred, full 15 plus inch crappie out of northern Minnesota.
Well guys, that about wraps it up for today. Just to let you guys know, a lot of times the angles we've been doing have been in the house. They've been short outside shots. The reason being is because it's been cold out. It's really hard to work the cameras, and they don't perform as well in this such cold weather. And in Bemidji, it's been deadly cold, dangerously cold. So I encourage everyone to stay warm. Hopefully with the later ice videos, we'll get some better outside shots, and personally, I can't wait for the warmer temperatures. Either way, tune in next time for the next video. We got a hot perch bite on film. Looking forward to showing you guys and teaching you all about that too. So for Honest Outdoors, I'm Sam Moore, and thanks for watching.